recording.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, it's Pizza Girl KylerB coming at you with a new video. So today we're going to be talking about Love Island USA Season 5, Episode 9. Let's get right into the video. So obviously, you know, there is no episodes on Wednesday. So the last episode we saw was episode 8. That was on Tuesday. And basically, we find out that Marco and Hannah won that competition. And then they decided to save Leonardo and Anna. So with that being said, we're still on this whole Bergie, Carmen, Victor situation. And I'm like, let's just talk about it. Bergie, after Victor, I guess, basically scolded Bergie in front of the entire, all the boys in the bedroom. Bergie and Carmen were talking again. And Bergie decided to basically tell Carmen, oh, yeah, Victor basically told me again that you said it, about the whole, the friendship vibe situation. He decided to tell Carmen that after the fact. So Carmen was like, well, let me go pull Victor and let's go hash it out, all three of us in a conversation. So Bergie, being scary, he like, nah, don't do that. Like, cause, like, what are we doing? Like, she's hearing in from Bergie that Victor said again that Carmen said that, Bergie and her were friendship vibes. So she goes into the room, pulls Victor. She's like, oh, can you come talk to Bergie and I? And, she's like, tell me why, Bergie said this and this and this and this. So he's trying to explain himself. And he's basically, the thing is, where Bergie went wrong, if you had listened to anything that Victor was saying in that conversation in the bedroom, the guy said that you don't basically honor the bro code. And you're going against bro code. All the guys had your back, and you decided to, talk to Carmen. And then now again, you decide to tell Carmen what happened, like after he just said something about bro code. So now Carmen basically trying to confront you about it. She brings Victor out. Victor explaining himself. It starts getting heated. And then Carmen's like, oh, calm down, relax. Because, he was like, I don't even care, like, about your feelings. Like, well, why did you bring me in this conversation? So she was like, well, then I'm going to go continue the conversation with Bergie. So he was just like, then why did you bring me out here for the whole situation if you're just going to talk to Bergie? Because I think that was so messy. Like, first of all, Bergie messed up by telling Carmen. And then Carmen messed up because what was the purpose of her bringing Victor out in that conversation? What was that going to be resolved? Basically, a whole setup for failure. Obviously, Victor is also in the wrong because I guess he got heated and, he started, like, I guess, getting at Carmen in a way. And, she was like, oh, don't get heated at me, da-da-da-da. But the whole conversation was pointless. It shouldn't even happen. It was just a whole big setup for failure. Victor basically scolded Bergie once again. He was just like, yeah, just don't talk to me. I don't really want to speak to you, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And he was, like, saying that to the guys. So all the guys, except for Keenan and Harrison wasn't there, basically were, like, getting on Bergie, like, what was your purpose of, like, even telling Carmen that? Like, they were all basically saying, like, he was in the wrong for telling Carmen, which he was, but, they were all jumping down Bergie. So then Keenan was just like, you know what, he tried to defuse the whole situation because all the guys were really just like, you know what, Bergie, like, like really jumping down Bergie. So Keenan is like, oh, if you want to take a break or if you want to walk out for a second, you can walk out. Bergie, he trying to shoot his shot with Carmen, and it just not going good. It's not going well at all. Next thing you know, we see a conversation earlier between, Destiny and Harrison, and they were just basically very happy that they were able to communicate, within 2 days, and, basically be the second best couple to win, over people who've been together since day 2 or day 1, you know what I'm saying? So, they're talking about that, they're having like a nice little sweet chat, da-da-da-da. It was pretty nice. Anyway, they go to bed. Next thing you know, we see another little conversation between Destiny and Harrison, and I'm like, okay. I just thought their moments were very sweet in this episode, so I just really enjoyed it. In the morning, they're basically talking about, all the girls are basically on Birdie's side, and majority of the guys were on Victor's side. So basically, you can tell the boys are backing Victor, and then the girls are backing Birdie. So in the whole entire situation. So with that being said, in the morning, we basically see like Leonardo and Cassie like have a little chat. We see, Anna basically sighing it. Next thing you know, Marco or Hannah gets a text that Hannah, Marco, Anna, Leonardo, since they're safe, they're going on a little date. The date was basically them having a mud bath. That was it. It was like basically a mud bath as a date. And it was just like, okay, all right. Anyway, they get back to the villa, and in the villa, Cassie decides to pull Leonardo for a chat. And in doing so, they decide to have a chat on the terrace, and below the terrace is the kitchen. So they're talking, and Leonardo's basically saying like, there was a reason why he picked Cassie in the beginning. Anna's great and all, but I just don't feel it like that. Like I feel it with you, So tell me why Anna and Hannah are on the bottom in the kitchen. They're listening, they're recording the conversation, hearing everything that's being said. They have it on recording, and they go over to the fire pit. Basically tell everybody in the villa that wasn't Leonardo and Cassie that, Leonardo's talking about me and and like, it just sucks because, the guy that I'm coupled up with and then my friend is doing me dirty,
It's like I couldn't get you out of my head if I tried. And that's like being so straightforward, no bullshit. And it's just like, I don't want to not say anything if you go home. So for me, I feel like I owe it to myself, I owe it to you to have the clarity in knowing that.
I feel betrayed by two people, and two people that I really trust. Like,
he never said anything to you? Like, he was like, I'm closed off, I'm not about her.
I'm always like, no, Leo's my number one. Like, if I were to leave, it would be with him, not like...
Right.
I'm trying to behave.
Me too.
So everybody's listening. Marco knows the 401, Keenan knows the 401, everybody knows the 401. So tell me why Marco goes up to the terrace and basically said, try to pull him for a chat. And Leonardo was like, I'll meet you down there. He's still having a chat with Cassie. He's just I'll meet you down there. Because whatever you have to say to me doesn't have to interrupt his conversation with Cassie. He was like, I'll meet you down there. And it was so funny. So as soon as Cassie comes down, Anna and Hannah were sitting down at the fire pit, and they immediately get up and dipped, because obviously they're mad at the situation. And then Leonardo goes over to the guys, and Marco's like, I feel so dumb because I just saved you yesterday, and then this is what you're doing. I feel so dumb. And they're kind of saying what you're doing is kind of messed up. But Leonardo's basically just saying he doesn't know where the votes are gonna lie. He's safe, but Cassie's not, and if she goes home, he's just trying to get off his chest that, he still has, something there with her, whatever. It is what it is. So he was trying to get clarity. So, KK and Carmen were basically telling Cassie, they heard everything that you were saying. They recorded it, they feel some type of way because you're her friend, and whatnot. And then Hannah and Anna over saying oh, she just sat down next to us nothing, they didn't have a conversation, she didn't even pull you for a chat. But I'm how is she gonna be able to pull you for a chat if she don't even know what's going on? This was their first actual conversation, that they had. I mean, granted, it would be nice that immediately after her conversation with Leonardo, she goes in and pulls you for a chat. But then Leonardo never gave Cassie indication that he's gonna go back to her immediately afterwards or end things with Anna. I mean, there's a high chance possibility that he is now that everything's out in the open, but you know, he never made that clear. So why would she even need to be talking to her? They just had like a conversation because obviously it's early days. You know, they had a conversation because obviously it's early days. You know, nobody's closed off. Like, yeah, he is in a couple of Anna, but I guess he's just trying to, I guess, keep his options open, you know, speak, you know, not just close things off. I mean, granted, it is kind of surprising that Cassie was actually right for once about the whole connection of Leonardo, because sometimes her connections be really one-sided, okay? It really be one-sided. So she's actually really right about it once, that they're like, you know, having conversations and talking, and, you know, he's actually, you know, feeling like there's something there too, whatever. Carmen and KK were like, you know what, you should talk to her. You know, like, try to make the effort, like, even if she doesn't want to talk to you right now, just try to make the effort that, you know, to pull her for a chat. Because now that, you know, basically the whole villa knows that, you know, you were talking about the whole situation. And the thing about it is Cassie didn't even bring Anna in the conversation. It was Leonardo, because he was coupled up with her. He was just like, you know, he doesn't feel that type of way with Anna. So it's not like she brought him in the conversation. But then again, the conversation has been chopped and edited, so we don't know exactly what was said. And it could have been like a 15 to 20 minute conversation. We don't know. So she could have brought her, you know, they had it recorded. She could have brought her name up too. We don't know. But I mean, to be honest, I don't really feel that bad for Anna. It is what it is. You know, hopefully we see the aftermath of that whole situation, because it's like she being really messy. Very, very messy, okay? Very, very messy. And the thing is, the thing of Keenan was never going to go anywhere, but she really made a mess of that. So now she might possibly go back to Leonardo. We don't know. So then we get the votes. The votes are in. Keenan and KK, of course, were saved. Destiny and Harrison were, of course, safe. And then the next people were safe, surprisingly, was Bergie and Cassie. So that leaves Carmen and Victor at, you know, the least voted and vulnerable to be dumped. So it was up to the Islanders to actually choose one out of the couple to save, and the other goes home. So they were having a vote. Okay, so Hannah, Bergie, Anna, Cassie, and KK decided to save Carmen, while Harrison, Marco, Leonardo, Keenan, and then Destiny was a deciding vote, and she decided to save Victor. And, you know, it was a tie. So they were like, okay, Bergie, do you really think that Carmen's going to actually pick you or choose you? Or are you not sure? He's like, he's not sure, whatever. So he's like, or do you really want to keep Carmen in, or do you not? So he's like, I'd rather risk it all and try to see what's there of Carmen, because I really think there's something there, So he decided to keep his vote as Carmen. So then KK was like asking, you know, does anybody want to change their vote and back Bergie on this situation? So obviously Marco, he was not feeling it. Like, he was just annoyed, whatever. You know, all the guys, except for Bergie, basically backing Victor, while all the girls, except for Destiny, were backing Carmen. And Destiny's reason was that she saved Carmen, which is that she saved Victor, was that, you know, Victor comforted her when the whole Marco situation happened. So that's why she decided to save Victor. And then, you know, all the girls are basically saving Carmen because the girls. And then all the girls are basically, Victor's just doing too much. They don't really like Victor. So it really is a tied vote. I mean, at the end of the day, I think they're just going to send home Victor and save Carmen because, you know, maybe Keenan might change his vote to save Carmen. I don't know. But I don't really think, you know, Carmen truly likes Bergie like that. But it is what it is. You know, we'll see what's going on. But they really should send both Carmen and Victor home, to be honest. But we'll see in tomorrow's episode who they save and who goes home. But this was actually a pretty interesting episode. And anyway, guys, if you like the video, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, comments, concerns, and subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Peace.